What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? Got a special video here for y'all today. So this video here, I know I just started and you're just hearing my voice right now, and the reason that is because I filmed almost an hour of footage coming back to my computer, excited to put another video up, starting my YouTube journey on my vlog /car channel, and turns out my camera's audio was turned off for some reason. Why was it turned off, you say? Oh, that's a great question. I'm so glad you asked, because I can't answer that. So I don't know. I checked my settings. It was just off. Why? Never even went in my audio settings for my video side of my camera. Never even touched that. I guess it just didn't want to record, It just love it, I guess. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. Anyways, sorry for that. But basically today we were just replacing the intercooler and doing an oil change. And this is what I'm explaining here, right here. I'm just trying to explain to you guys what needs to be done. And so first, right here, I just take off these clips on, well, the plastic piece I'm touching, I'm supposed to take off the air filter, and then I'll be able to see the intercooler radiator and all that jazz right underneath there. So there's about four clips on that top plastic piece, and then there is 2 bolts on each side. So the driver's side and passenger side, there's 2 bolts holding up the bumper. And yeah, you're gonna get to see that whole process. All right, just the magic of editing. The plastic piece despawned, and now you can see what I was talking about, the radiator I'm slapping right there. And down there is the intercooler. Well, there's a metal piece that's blocking it. Oh, actually, no, you can't. You can see it. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, stick the camera in there. Yeah. So yeah, that's the intercooler. I don't know where the last person was working inside this car, but yeah, I started finding random crap in there, like zip ties. Some people, no clips. Zip ties is the way to go. So right here, I'm taking off the bottom clips as well. I forgot about that. There's 3 screws, I think, or 3 or 4 screws. I didn't have all my screws on the car. For some reason, the last person decided not to put them back, or they never existed from factory. But I didn't have my full screw amount, so I had like 2 screws basically and a zip tie I had to take off. That's basically it, and it came down. Right here, really fast forwarding that section because that was basically it. Just taking that off, and that was just blocking the underside of the intercooler, or it's called a heat exchanger, intercooler radiator. There's like 16 names on it on Google. Like, I was trying to find the replacement, the OEM replacement, and it's like 49 names. I'm like, anyways, it's the heat exchanger radiator, or intercooler radiator. So right here you can see that I'm looking at this 2 screws that's holding up the side of the bumper. On the driver's side, I got them done. You can see how it's supposed to be looking. It's dropping right now. So after that, you basically pull it off, and the only thing that'll be holding it up will be the fog lights. But I'm trying to figure out why it's not holding up. This is where I figured out that there's another screw. It's still the same 2 screws, but I figured out that it was that other screw that's still on. So right here, the bumper is dropped on the floor. The 2 screws that you need to take the bumper off are extremely difficult to get to for some reason. But when you work with German cars, you already know this is going to be happening, so you just mentally prepare yourself to be fighting for your life, trying to work on this car. Even though it's a simple job, just replacing the radiator that's in the front of the car. Not even the radiator, the intercooling radiator, whatever they call it. Shout out to my girl for helping me film. So yeah, got those off, and now the bumper is finally off. Now I know how to replace the bumper if I need to. Definitely gonna be replacing that grill, because that grill needs to go. This is where it was leaking from. To the right side, you can see, not right side, but you can see where it's like someone just beat it up for no reason. I guess someone, when he was installing it, got angry and just headbutted it. There's a dent, but I believe that is the side that was leaking the coolant from before, because the coolant, every time you put it in, it will leak from that side. So I mean, you could see, I don't know if it was that caused the damage to, the hole. As you can see now, I'm trying to take off these clamps that are made out of vibranium, and there we go, got it off. And that side didn't really have much coolant in the system. I believe the other side had more. But when you're doing this, just make sure you got some type of catch pan to catch all this coolant. I mean, of course, if you don't have much coolant in the system, you don't really have to be too stressed out about it. But if there's just a full system of coolant, then you're gonna be swimming if you don't be careful. So luckily I didn't really have much. It just came dripping out a little bit, and then there was still a bit of fluid inside the intercooler itself. Not the intercooler, I keep saying the intercooler, but it's the radiator intercooler, supercharger radiator intercooler thing. But as you see, there's two clips on each side that you just unclip just by pulling, and then there you go. That's the piece that needs to go, get replaced, get it out of here. So now we got the new piece fitted, looks brand new, fresh from the factory. Got some little scrapes and marks on it for some reason. I don't know who. Shout out to ECS Tuning for saucing me the new part. You can see a little bit of dents in the front of it, but it wasn't too crazy. You can just visibly see it. But once you zoom in on it, it wasn't too crazy. Just a little bit of bits of bending of the front metal pieces. But shout out to ECS Tuning for getting us this new part. I'm about to be best friends with them, getting my parts from them, because I'm trying to get some other aftermarket parts from them that I saw when I was shopping. I was like, ooh, this could look cool, bet. This build is my project car for now, but soon it will be my daily, depending how I feel, if it can be a daily. So right here, I am doing the oil change. And I, for some reason, only brought my 5-quart draining pan, because all the cars I've been working on before, it's been 5 quarts. And didn't realize, this is a different car, and all cars don't have the same engines. And I looked up how much quarts is in this car, and it's not 5 quarts, it's 6.6. And so my drain pan, as you can see, is over flooding. Don't do what I did. Make sure you have what that thing is to the left, a bigger drain pan, or something to just hold 6.6 quarts of oil. I don't know what I was drinking at the time. As you can see, you got some oil right there, because it was overflowing, so any type of movement was spilling oil everywhere. Just decided to tattoo my dad's driveway real quick with some ink. Now that the oil has been drained, I am currently putting the nice ECS oil that they gave me. Also, ECS, shout out to ECS, they gave me a whole kit, new drain plug. I don't have to use the same T30 screw to get the drain plug now. Appreciate that. Not T30, I think it's a T40 bit or a T30, I don't know, but it was some type of T for the drain plug, and that was pretty annoying, and that could easily get stripped if you don't have the right T. So they gave me a different one. Shout out to them. I'm currently putting up the bumper back now. There's 2 screws that go on this side. You can see I'm trying to reach in there, but It looks like I got those screws on the other side. I'm pretty sure. Nope, never mind. Look at it. You can see it sticking out right there. So I gotta go do that side next. But right now, that's the next step. Our main thing was to change the intercooler radiator and change the oil, because the oil looked like tar. It looked blacker than my iPhone. The oil is just literally jet black. So make sure you change that. We have no coolant and no oil currently, so I was just putting it back on the bumper since we weren't going to be doing anything else yet. On the other side, doing the same thing. You got to clip in the bumper as well as line up the holes on the inside. But once you clip in the bumper, it should line up the holes for you on the inside. You can kind of see. But basically, once you clip in the bumper, it should line up the holes. It's pretty difficult trying to get the screw back in, but if you have enough force and if the bumper is clipped, then it should eventually go in the hole. Right here, I was trying to take off the oil filter. Make sure you don't strip I don't know if it's possible to strip the plastic off, but I worked at Kaufman Tire before, and there's some people there that came through that, I guess first time working on a car ever in their lifetime. Got the new oil filter fitted. Again, shout out to ECS Tuning. I'm gonna continue shouting them out until they give me a sponsorship. I'll be sponsored by ECS Tuning. Just putting that in existence. Fitted the oil cap back in, or the oil filter back in. Make sure I give it a nice snug tightness, but not enough to where I can't take it back off, because I will lose my mind. Got the oil filter, got my little funnel, got the oil, 5W40 for this engine. Go ahead and just pour the rest of this oil in that my dad had left over. I was gonna save that, but actually I think also when we were draining the oil, we had the drain plug on the bottom open, so the oil will go through the engine to get all the excess tartar sauce, the tar from the engine out, the tar oil, until it was looking a little bit closer to how the oil is supposed to be looking when you first pour it in. And next, we put the drain plug back and then filled up with oil. And this car had a oil dipstick, so we were able to check the oil. And then we started putting coolant in. Make sure the coolant was good. Make sure the coolant wasn't leaking from the side. It wasn't anymore, so that's good. Coolant's in, oil's in, so it's time to start up the car. Started up the car, and this is where the car is on right now. I don't think you can. It would be nice to hear something, but I just shout out to my camera for turning off my audio for no reason at all. Really appreciate it. But we started it up. It didn't sound too bad, but it still had that cylinder 3 misfire in it. Still working on that currently, but we started it up. It sounded fairly alright compared to the Henry Ford Model T. So right now we're just backing it off the ramps, taking it off the ramps, and just giving it a little time to just cook with the oil, the new oil it has. Like I said, it was still misfiring at this time, so we didn't really want to turn it off. We wanted it to just keep running for a second. But then we decided to see if we can just get the engine warm. And so I took it out of the driveway and drove it up and down the street. As you can see, I'm trying to get out the damn spot that we were in. Shout out to the big body soul that's in the way. But yeah, we got it out, took it down the street. I wish you would have been able to hear Let me see if I can imitate the noise. Alright, and I lost a few subscribers from that. You know, it's all good. Shout out to the real ones that stayed. So I took it down the street, came back. The whole time I was driving, I didn't record, but I had my girlfriend just waiting by the mailbox. Still sounded fairly okay when driving. Didn't really feel it as much until you were at idle, and then you felt the car shaking like crap, and you're like, adios míos coño, you know what I mean? But yeah, that was basically it. Got the intercooler radiator taken care of. Coolant's not leaking anymore. Engine has oil, and now we are diagnosing that cylinder 3 misfire. If you guys have any suggestions, if you guys have any tips on how you fixed your cylinder misfires, what we did so far is change the spark plugs. We switched the spark plugs around, we switched the coil packs around, and it's still in the same cylinder. So we're guessing that if one of the fuel injectors is stuck, either that or there is a some cleaning we have to do in that side. But after a year of sitting, you know, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with the engine. Stuff that can crawl in on the inside and just chill. But yeah, if you guys like the video, I would appreciate it if you guys give it a like. The next video is gonna have sound, big trust. But until then, make sure you guys like, subscribe for more. Tell me what kind of car you guys are working on, what you guys have, what you rock with, you know. And soon we will all be seeing each other at the meets in Atlanta. Not the slideshows, if you know what I mean. I'm good for those, Chief. Or am I? Anyways, make sure you guys like, make sure you guys subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.